Picture this. It's Friday afternoon, you're at work, you're so excited for the weekend. You cannot wait to go home and do exactly what the hell you want to do that you've been waiting all week for. Suddenly, your coworker walks up to you, trying to make small talk, of course. What are you doing this weekend? You start panicking. Do you tell them the truth? That you're going to be curled up on the couch reading Iron Flame because Onyx Storm is coming out in just a couple days? Or do you lie and say you're going hiking? We know you're not going hiking. And let me tell you guys, reading is not just a hobby. As an introvert, it is something that is a lifeline. It's an escape hatch. It's our socially acceptable reason to decline literally any kind of social plans we don't want to do. Today, I am here to explain to you why introverts with anxiety, or honestly anyone, needs books like we need air. And there is science to prove it. So keep watching. Hi, I'm Gigi. I'm an introvert. I am somebody who struggles with anxiety, and I am an avid reader and a pro-level excuse maker when it comes to dodging any kind of social event. Today, we're going to be talking about how books aren't just entertainment, they're therapy, personal growth, and a form of self-care wrapped in a pretty cover and sprayed edges. And no, I'm not saying reading can cure your anxiety, but I think it can help you manage it and look sophisticated while doing it. And there's science to prove it. So let's get into it. All right, point number one, let's start with the obvious: escapism. Life is stressful, the world is chaotic, and I don't need to know about Susan's third engagement announcement on Facebook. I just do not care. Enter books, the ultimate escape plan. A study in Frontiers in Psychology found that engaging in immersive activities like reading can lower your cortisol levels. Basically, the more time you spend fighting fictional dragons, the less time you spend fighting yourself, if that makes sense. When I dive into a fantasy book, I'm suddenly not Gigi who hates answering phone calls. I was Gigi, bonded to a dragon, trying to save my quadrant, and literally fighting an actual war. Anxiety? What is anxiety? I don't know. I'm in the middle of a war. I could care less. This is probably the biggest point that we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about the power of relatable characters. There is some type of magic you can find in yourself when you're diving into the life of a fictional character. Have you ever read a book and you've literally thought to yourself, wow, this author has been literally reading my diary. They've been reading my mind. It's because great stories reflect real human struggles. Even if they're set in a world where people ride griffins and kiss fey princes, it's based on real struggles. And when you're reading about struggles, it helps you realize the things that you're going through, the problems you're facing, are not only yours to face. The problems that you're facing and the things that you've been through, I guarantee you somebody has been through that same exact thing. And I guarantee you somebody has been through that same problem tenfold. And reading kind of helps you realize, like, there are bigger problems. This is how a character dealt with a problem similar to mine. Not only do I see how they're handling that problem, I see how they're thinking about that problem, they're processing that problem. And like, you can see the inner workings of that character's mind because you're reading it in a book. And it helps you realize, like, my problems are not that big. If this character in a book is dealing with this and they're dealing with something so much bigger than what I'm dealing with, why can't I deal with what's going on in my life? And just to go take this a step further, in 2021, there was a study from the Journal of Applied Social Psychology. It showed that reading about characters overcoming challenges can actually boost our self-esteem and resilience. So yeah, reading is a real way to build your own personal development. It helps you. Reading is not just a hobby to distract you from your life. It helps you process emotions. Bibliotherapy is a real thing, and we can dive a little bit deeper into that, but let me just explain a little bit further. There are times that, I don't know, for me, growing up with anxiety and not really understanding my own emotions, anytime something bad is happening, something good is happening, I don't know what response I'm supposed to have. It's very difficult for me as somebody who struggles with anxiety to be like, okay, this is the problem. This is supposed to be my reaction. And then I develop anxiety over my anxiety because I'm like, my way to handle this isn't the right way to handle this. And I don't know what I'm doing. And the reality of it is nobody actually knows what they're doing. And I think that reading books really gives you insight into that because you're seeing how a character is struggling to make the same decisions that you have to make in your life. And it helps because, for example, let's say you're dealing with something crazy. You're dealing with family problems. You're dealing with problems at work. You're dealing with drama with your friends. I guarantee you there is a book with a fictional character going through the same exact thing. And I bet you they handle it like a boss. And not to be totally like stupid or anything like that, but I actually want you to hear me out and think about this because it's like when you're reading a book, this character is going through struggles and they're dealing with something. But when something bad happens, their world does not end. It keeps going. There's another chapter. There's another plot. There's another set of drama. There's another book. It keeps going. And it really helps you realize that when struggle is going on in your life, when you're dealing with something that you feel like you can't handle, it shows you that you can. And it shows you that your story is not over. And it shows you that you have more coming and you can handle it. Just like the character in the book. And I guarantee you, you can handle it even better because you're learning all these things from all these different books, all these different universes, all these different characters. You're taking the best parts of each and you're applying that to yourself and you're like, okay, I can be a better person. I can handle this. I can do this. And it makes you stronger. There was a 2020 study in behavioral sciences that found that reading fiction helps people better understand and regulate their emotions. When you read about a character going through something similar to what you're facing, it creates a weirdly comforting sense of solidarity. It's almost like, and if you guys are into romantasy just like me, it's like, if Feyre can survive Tamlin, I can survive my 12-hour shift. Like, there's just so many little things that someone with anxiety deals with in their life that can be very, very easily resolved. Because our problems that seem absolutely devastating, terrible, unable to overcome, you can do it. There's people in books that have overcome so much worse. And honestly, it's not even just about books. If you can read it in a book, it just gives you examples for real life. Because all of the examples you're seeing in books, I guarantee you someone somewhere, I mean, unless it's like a fictional story about dragons, like I'd like to believe that actually happened, but like, let's be realistic. People have been through worse problems. They've gotten through it. And if they can, you can too, because you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. And I'd just like to say, reading is a great way to help you realize that if you're not to the point of realizing that for yourself yet. And it's really helped me overcome my anxiety and my introvertedness, or however you want to say it. And I never thought I would say this, coming as somebody who's truly an introvert, and I literally hate spending time with people. I hate social situations. Like I'd much rather, I deeply, deeply enjoy being alone. But hear me out. Reading does not have to be an antisocial thing. I never thought I would say this, but now that I enjoy reading, I have been wanting to share that with like-minded people. I've wanted to hear what they have to say about the same things that I'm reading. And reading has kind of given me this outlet to be able to do that. And I haven't found it yet. I'm still looking for a book club, but I guarantee you once I do, it's going to help me meet friends. Unheard of, I know. I haven't had friends in a very long time, but that just goes to show that when you are seeing things from other perspectives rather than just your own, a lot of doors will open for you. And it doesn't have to be something as stupid as making friends or, getting yourself to go to some social function. It goes deeper than that because you realize like anything that you want in life, you can set your mind to. For example, a character in a book. Let's take Violet from Fourth Wing. She didn't think that she was going to be able to be a writer, and look at where she is now. You are able to set your mind to something and you can do it. And if you need examples and you need somebody to look up to, if you want to know the inner workings of somebody's mind who has gone through it, books are a great way to do that. And it's a great way to help process and regulate your own emotions, because you can see how somebody else reacts, like internally, to a problem that you might be facing in your life, or a similar problem that you can apply that lesson to. And I think that's one of the reasons why reading books is so very valuable. You know what introverts with anxiety need more than anything? Alone time. And guess what? I love my alone time. I think there's nothing in life I treasure more than the time that I get to spend by myself. And the reason that is because I get to do exactly what I want to do. I don't have to worry about what somebody else wants to do, hurting somebody's feelings, not making someone happy. And this can spiral into a whole other thing of like, just because you're with other people, why can you not do what you want to do? Why do you feel like you're bending to everybody else's wishes and expectations? We'll make another video about that eventually, but today we're going to focus on books and alone time and how reading books helps as somebody with anxiety. But science literally backs all of this up, okay? I just want to say, for example, University of Sussex did a study and it shows reading for just 6 minutes a day. 6 minutes. Anyone can do that. Everybody has at least 6 minutes extra in their day. Reading for just 6 minutes can reduce your stress by 68%. That's crazy. It literally beats listening to some peaceful music, going for a walk, doing whatever. It just helps you. Like, let's just imagine somebody says, "Want to hang out tonight?" And you're like, "Sorry, I'm busy." And it pans down to, you reading your book, and it's like literally just 6 minutes. Like, let's say you spent 6 minutes reading your book, and then afterwards you're like, you know what? After getting my fill, I think I can go out. I think I can go meet up with my friends. I think I can go have dinner. I think I can call my friend, catch up, That's all it takes. And honestly, it's better than something like reading Netflix, or it's better than something like turning on your TV and watching Netflix. Because, for example, when I turn on Netflix, I'll catch myself scrolling through my phone, I'll go on TikTok, I'll answer texts, do whatever. But when you're reading, you have to be completely immersed. You're completely putting yourself in that setting. You're not thinking about anything else. All you're thinking about is reading your book, getting to the next page, and completely diving into that world. And there's nothing that beats it. There really isn't. So I understand how even just reading for 6 minutes can completely lower your stress by 68%. That's like a big deal. Anyways, for me, it's not just about the stress relief. It's also the ritual that goes along with reading. It's making a cup of coffee. It's getting your comfy blanket, getting yourself all set up, setting the ambiance with your background YouTube video. It's like a reset button on your brain. It feels good. It feels good to read. It feels good to be lost in something else. And not only does it feel good, it actually helps you. And it's proven by science. So reading is really my escape route. It's my escapism. It's my refuge. And I think that a lot of benefits can come from reading outside of, like, one, you're making yourself smarter. Two, you're learning about how to deal with problems that you wouldn't otherwise know how to face on your own. And all of your problems become a lot smaller and more manageable. And when life feels overwhelming, I know that I can open up a book and I will be in a world where I'm completely in control. I mean, not completely, like you're still like subject to whatever the author wrote, but you can close the book whenever you want. You can be done whenever you want. And there's always another one that you can go to. And there's always, every problem has a solution. Every bad thing comes to an end, and there will be something new and better lined up after it. And I think there's something really powerful about that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my video. Go ahead and subscribe and like if you like this and you want more content like this. And I will be back soon. Bye.